The happiest moment in my trip would be when the captain announced our safety landing to Vietnam, and I could feel everyone being so happy, and so was I.
While the world is somehow at shambles, my God, this is a land, this is an island of bliss.
Tụi Minh is a Vietnamese student at the UK's Nottingham University. She and her friend are enjoying some free time at a cafe in Hanoi. Just before, though, they went through an unforgettably rough flight home from the UK when COVID-19 infection cases surged in the nation and Vietnam began to suspend inbound international flights to contain the spread of the virus.
My mom called me at 6:30 in the morning, and I was still asleep, and she just told me that you have to pack your bags and leave to the airport right now because Vietnam is closing its border. So in 10 minutes time I had to pack my bag really quick, and I just ran to the airport. And at the time I was very panicking and I was very scared, but just the thought of going home really made it all okay. To be honest, I only got to bring the essential utilities and belongings, so of course my books and notebooks, and I could never leave without my camera and my ukulele.
Tụi Minh entered quarantine in Ho Chi Minh City with her ukulele. For many, staying in quarantine for 14 days, far from family and friends, would be a hard time. But Tụi Minh turned the period into an enjoyably unforgettable memory.
I think by keeping a positive mind, you have to surround yourself with positive people, and extremely important to help one another and just overall focus on your mental health and focus on your hobbies. You can play music, you can do yoga, you can work out, or just overall talk to your friends and keeping connections with your family, and I think that's what really helped me.
Doing yoga, singing, making video clips. Other than those, what made Tụi Minh stay in quarantine enjoyable was the warm care of the staff and soldiers.
I do think the people that I met in quarantine was an extremely important part of my journey. Every day the soldiers would cheer us up, and they would bring us food, always with a big smile on their face. So I think that's what really helps me get through the days.
Tụi Minh was one of millions of overseas Vietnamese hoping to return home as the coronavirus raged around the world. Thousands have now safely returned home on relief flights and entered quarantine camps. Despite unavoidable inadequacies in the early days, quarantine time has been an unforgettable experience for overseas Vietnamese from all 5 continents. During their 2-week stay in quarantine camps operated by the military, they saw soldiers of the Vietnam People's Army share every meal and even their own blankets. They took care of the returnees as if they were their own blood. Seeing the soldiers' sacrifice and warmth, most military camp citizens felt grateful that even in the darkest of times, their homeland embraced them with open arms.
Trở về thì được mọi người tiếp đón, đó là một sự biết ơn rất lớn đối với các chủ cán bộ nói riêng và đất nước Việt Nam nói chung. Khi như được trở về, như em nói hồi nãy, được trở về ngôi nhà thân yêu của mình. Ở đây là mọi người chăm lo rất tốt. Cảm ơn đất nước Việt Nam, cảm ơn nhân dân cảnh Hoa, cảm ơn các chủ bộ đội.
Rất biết ơn được là Đảng và nhà nước đã quan tâm đã đón chúng tôi về. Sau nữa là các anh cán bộ chiến sĩ ở đây là nhiệt tình, coi chúng tôi như những người thân trong gia đình và chúng tôi rất là biết ơn và mong các anh ở đây đón nhận những cái lời cảm ơn đó.
Việc cách ly toàn xã hội theo đúng yêu cầu của chỉ thị số 16.
Thanks to the prompt and decisive actions of the party, government and military, the silent sacrifice of doctors, nurses and soldiers, and the anonymity of purpose among the Vietnamese people in fighting the disease, Vietnam has become a safe shelter amid the coronavirus war, which has claimed the lives of millions of people around the world and placed the lives of many others in peril. This shelter is not only for Vietnamese people but also for foreigners here.
I call myself a sort of adopted son of your lovely country.
Former German ambassador to Vietnam from 2003 to 2007, Christian Ludwig Webeloch enjoys a family meal on one of the last days of 2020 in his cozy home in Hanoi's Tây Hồ district. For many foreigners, Christmas and New Year is a time to return home to enjoy time with family and friends. But for Christian, he's enjoying every moment in Vietnam as he considers it his homeland now. Here he has a happy family with a beautiful Vietnamese wife and a son.
I was dispatched by my government to improve the relations between the countries and the people, and then I even overstepped my instructions. And I still recall the day. This was 13th of May 2004 when I met my future wife, and this was a life changer. That's why I came back to Vietnam in 2011. This time not by instruction, but by free choice. It was our choice, it was my choice. We wanted to live here, and there is not a second that we regretted.
After finishing his term in Vietnam and taking on diplomatic missions in the Philippines and Myanmar, former Ambassador Webeloch and his wife decided to settle in Vietnam. Explaining the decision, the ambassador said the wonderful experiences he had during his mission in Vietnam and having a family encouraged him to return. He also voiced an expectation that his young son will have a great love for Vietnam, just as his parents do.
We have a small son, 6 years old, and we decided to send him to a Vietnamese school, a Vietnamese private school, not to international school. Why? Because this small gentleman, he has a dual citizenship, he holds 2 passports. But we decided together that his first homeland should be Vietnam, and I don't want him to be a stranger in his own country.
Previously, as German ambassador to Vietnam, Christian was involved in a number of activities to promote diplomatic and trade relations between Vietnam and Germany. Now retired, but with a special attachment to Vietnam, he still contributes to the country's integration into the world through advising foreign investors and supporting domestic enterprises in their efforts to penetrate into European markets.
Oh, I'm very happy with my life, and I personally, but even professionally, I like to contribute the little I can to promote not only business but friendship between our countries.
Christian is among many foreigners settling in Vietnam. While the war has been severely hit by COVID-19, Vietnam's been striving to stabilize its economy and the well-being of its people, including foreigners living in the country. It has made Vietnam a shelter for many foreigners during these turbulent times. Indeed, according to a recent survey by Lifestyle Travel magazine Condé Nast Traveler at the end of 2020, Vietnam is listed among the 10 best countries for expats to live in.
While the world is somehow at shambles, my God, this is a land, this is an island of bliss.
According to a report released on December 27th by the General Statistics Office, Vietnam's GDP grew 2.91% in 2020 compared to 2019, which puts it in the group of countries with the highest growth worldwide. The result was attributed to the party and government's determination and consistency in realizing the twin targets of both containing the pandemic and developing the economy. On top of that, the government has also stepped up to improve the local business and investment environment. According to the 2020 Doing Business report from the World Bank, Vietnam ranked 70 among 190 economies worldwide and 5th in ASEAN in ease of doing business, up 21 places compared to 2017. The emerging economy is home to over 90,000 expats living in a fast-paced society with friendly people, which have long been hallmarks of Vietnam.
Hustle bustle, yes, like what you can see in the streets of Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City. Everybody is moving. Everybody is moving. I'm a Vespa driver. So, if you drive a bicycle or a motorbike, don't stop. You have to go forward. And I think that's the right spirit here, to take the priority to speed up. First, because there is competition from others, and you are not yet in a position just to lay back.
As a foreigner living here, I think all the wonderful things that's happening in Vietnam, it is because of the people. So it is because Vietnamese people take pride in their culture and their country. And for myself as a foreigner coming, it kind of gives me hope as well to know that I am in a country that loves me and takes care of me and kind of provides everything that is here, not just for the Vietnamese people, but for me as well as a foreigner.
For foreigners living in Vietnam, the country is their second home. In turn, they are an indispensable part of the Vietnamese cultural mosaic and have contributed greatly to the development of the country.
I will do what I can do. I can only advise. But I try to help more people to relocate and to come here. It's a safe destination. It's a has a very good outlook. Yeah, all the rating, even the big international ratings, are upbeat, and don't underestimate. We have a very stable political and economic environment here. Stability is a big factor.
Although I'm a foreigner here, I feel safe. And like I said in the past, so grateful to be in this country, in this city at this time, because I know the leaders are not just doing it for the Vietnamese people, but they're doing it for all of us. And I know I always write to friends and say I'm so grateful being in my adopted country. You know, I would call Vietnam my adopted country.
Vietnam was ranked 95th out of 156 countries surveyed in 2018 World Happiness Report from the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network. It then moved up one place in the next edition. The most recent report for 2020 revealed that Vietnam has jumped to 83rd place, marking a significant improvement. In another survey by the UK-based New Economics Foundation, Vietnam ranked second globally in the Happy Planet Index. The index put it in the 5th place worldwide and second in the Asia Pacific in 2018. With a thriving economy, stable political system, and a rich culture, Vietnam has been a secure home for not only Vietnamese but also many international friends.